Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm bringing you a replay of my New Orleans, which had a pretty significant change in the last patch. Not patched specifically for the New Orleans, but more of the captain skills. Instead of focusing mainly on my primary armament, I actually went for a anti-aircraft build on my New Orleans to focus on its amazing anti-aircraft capabilities that the USN cruiser line is supposed to have. But as you can see in this replay, there's no planes for my anti-aircraft to take care of, which is what I was trying to test out when I was playing this. And it's really hard to find carriers to try this on. So immediately my first thought is, well, how useful is an anti-aircraft cruiser going to be in a match with no aircraft in it for me to shoot down? And this is coming in, well, it's coming in the wake of the New Orleans kind of getting a little bit of light back for whether it's a decent cruiser or not. Because for the longest time, it's been considered the worst tier 8. I mean, the Admiral Hipper outshines it massively, in my opinion. The Mogami always had the 155s that could hit further than the New Orleans could, with the advanced fire training affecting them. But now that got nerfed, the Mogami actually has less range than the New Orleans, which kind of gives it an advantage, if I do say so myself. I think it's still outclassed by both ships in some regards, and the Admiral Hipper's definitely on top for tier 8 now in my opinion. But I think it's actually kind of decent for the New Orleans. It's not as bad as it once was. It's still a major citadel if you show your side, but so is every single cruiser out there. And to boot, it's very accurate. The base accuracy on it is just as accurate as a Zhao with the accuracy module on it. It doesn't have a lot of range, but it's actually kind of strong. And of course, since I'm running an anti-aircraft build, I don't have demo expert, so I have a pretty low fire chance for a cruiser, which most people would consider a bad thing since it's a cruiser and cruisers spam high explosive at everything, which I think is a lot of the issue with people when they're actually playing cruisers and calling them bad, because they don't understand that they need to switch over to AP sometimes. You actually get a lot more damage if you can pick and choose when to use each type of shell. But as we go into it, we just found our first target, which is a Nagato class battleship at basically my max range. As you can see, I'm keeping my front pointed right at the enemy so that my best armor is forward. I play these a lot like American battleships, where I'll just point the front at the enemy and only use 2 turrets. But you'll actually see me go broadside a few times in this match. One where I didn't want to, which I'll definitely point out, and a couple times just because I know nobody's going to shoot at me. But for now, since the Nagato is just generally pointing its guns this way, I'm just throwing high explosive at him, because he is at a range where my armor piercing is probably not going to do much, and he is angled against these friendly battleships for the most part. As for the friendly battleships around us, I think we have 2 or 3 Fusos and a Congo against a Nagato. So should be interesting to see how this fight goes. Looks like everybody's kind of charging up to get within fairly close range. I'm still throwing high explosive at this Nagato. You can see me go broadside to use my rear gun there. It's because I'm getting a little close and I know he's focusing the Congo, so it's safe for me to turn out and start moving a little ways away from him so that I don't have to deal with his shots just penetrating me straight through my bow. And right here I switched to AP, because he was broadside, but he turned back into it as soon as I shot, so none of my shots really did anything against him. So kind of sad there. Empty him out again and load the HE again, since he's pointing straight at me. A decent hit from one of the battleships there. I'll go and try to light him on fire again, since I'm not doing much else. And since he's completely focused on the other ships, and he'd have to make a very drastic movement to point his guns directly at me at this point. I am trying to sneak up on his opposite side and get close enough, and as you can see, he's kind of broadside to me. I set 2 fires on him, and I just loaded the AP. Now he's getting very low and he's completely focused on our friendly battleships. So let's launch the AP at him and see if we can put him down. Almost 2,000 damage, not too bad. He was angled against me slightly. But he's not pointing his guns at me yet. He's trying to turn away from the friendly battleships. My secondaries are going off. Throw some more AP at him, and that sinks him because he's close enough that my 203s are going to penetrate no matter what. So what do we got left out here? We got a Colorado and a Fuso. Both I do not want to be broadside to. Ooh, we got, what's that over there? Destroyer. Alright. But we can't go broadside to this Colorado. He's too close. Loading the HE. Throwing some HE downrange at him. 4 hits, decent damage, but as you can see, no fires because, like I said, I don't have demo. So, yeah, not too much gonna happen there. So we're up to 1 kill. We're trying to avoid this other battleship. We're just gonna try to support these battleships while they tank the shots for us. And by saying tank the shots for us, I mean the enemy's focusing them, and I'm not making myself an opportune target for them to focus. Because they could be focusing our friendly battleships, but as soon as I go broadside, they could just move their guns to me and absolutely decimate me because I exposed my broadside. And one of our battleships just got sunk. It was the one they were focusing, so now he's finding another target. So I need to move so that I am not the primary target. At least not broadside. Now he's within 10 kilometers. He is broadside, and I have set him on fire again. So I think I'll empty this HE out of my shells, or out of my barrel, and switch to AP. And I didn't click fast enough to get all the barrels off. I only threw 1 load of HE at him, but oh well. Looks like he put the fire out though. AP's loaded. Shots out. Can we kill him? Nope. 2,000 damage. He got one of our friendly battleships. Or one of his allies did. Not quite sure. Next salvo's up. And that one got him. 5,000 damage. Nice hit with the AP. Now we got a Fuso and a Atago in front of us. The Atago's on the border, so that means he's not moving too fast. I loaded the HE because I thought I'd be attacking the Fuso. Decent damage to the Atago. Fuso missed because I slowed down. Loading the AP because the Atago is broadside to me, and he is on the border, so he's making himself an easy target. Took out his torpedoes again, but didn't set a fire. Now he's moving very slow. Throw a load of AP at him. 1, 2, 3 citadels. So there's some nice damage going off on him. Battleship hit him for a good one. And I'll finish him off with another salvo at AP. Yep, there he goes. Another citadel for the counter.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Destroyer helping us out here. Fuso's got his guns focused on me, so I can't turn to use my 3rd turret. We'll continue shelling him. He is kind of broadside, so I'm trying out the AP against him. Bounced a couple shots off my front armor from him. And oh shit, that's a destroyer. 5,000 damage to the Fuso, and I have to move. It's very inopportune. I do not want to be showing my broadside to a Fuso this close, but I have to or I'm going to eat a bunch of torpedoes. And right. There's some shots, and there it is. I got punished for turning broadside to a battleship. Fuso nailed me, but hopefully our friendly Fuso will get him while he's reloading. But I got bigger issues to deal with. I have a destroyer that may have dropped torps on me.
The ship is on
and I now have an enemy Cleveland shooting at me. And I just put out the fire the Cleveland already set. He's trying to show me more. I'm trying to kill him before he can kill me, and now I have 2 fires on me, which is absolutely horrible. Set him on fire. Doesn't look like he's repairing it, and he is very low, but I'm going to finish him off before he can think about repairing it. Now, 2 fires on me, 1 destroyer left. Can I kill him before the fires kill me? I'm not going to be able to repair the fires. Maybe they'll go out in time, I'm not quite sure. It is 2 fires, so it is kind of deadly, especially with this low of health. Keep throwing shells at the destroyer, try to sink him. I'm 1 kill from a Kraken. Set him on fire, knock out something. 5 seconds left on these fires. Yes, they went out. I have a little bit of health. Hopefully that destroyer doesn't realize he has guns and tries to go stealth and doesn't shoot at me. Looks like somebody planted a big hit on him. I snagged him as he went invisible. Set him on fire again. Oh, it's gonna be close if I can get him. Come on. Shots out. Sink him, come on. 1 good hit. And he detonated. So, there's a Kraken. Right at the end of the battle. It's really low health. But it shows how useful this ship can be, even though it's fitted out for AA. And I'm sure when I do use it against planes, it'll fare pretty well. But for now, supporting other ships and not providing an easy target for the enemy, I'd say the New Orleans is a pretty decent ship. I don't think it deserves the rep that some people are giving it as being a bad ship and that the American line is horrible, but it's not the best tier 8 in my opinion. But going into the stat pages, 138 hits, like I said, it's a very accurate ship. 4 in-caps, probably mostly on that destroyer. 5 ships destroyed for the Kraken, a medal for detonating an enemy. 7 fires, not a huge amount because I don't have demo expert, I'm not built for setting fires. 4 Citadel hits with the ever so impressive AP shells that the New Orleans has, and assisting in the capture of that point. So, cruisers, make sure you switch between AP and HE because you will be surprised. Especially the 203s, they are quite potent when it comes to their AP and broadside battleships or cruisers. Doesn't work out so well for destroyers, but usually people load HE for them anyway. For the second page, New Orleans right on the top. That's not something you normally see because normally the US cruisers sink first because they make themselves easy targets. I mean, negating the Cleveland because, I mean, low tier, they don't really know how to hit the citadels on that thing, and it just wrecks face. But yeah, something you don't normally see is a American cruiser carrying at high tiers. And finally, the damage page. 37,000 in AP damage alone. Probably most of that was on the Otago, but of course we did get a few good hits on the battleships with AP. 40,000 in HE, mostly on the battleships and a bit on the destroyers just because I was shelling them for the most part from range. And fire set 4,000. Like I said, I'm not really built for setting fires. I'm built for anti-aircraft, which there were no aircraft in this battle. So I had to play as anti-ship. So yeah, New Orleans, very good support ship. Good if played right. I think a lot of people complain because they turn broadside at the wrong times and get absolutely flattened because Americans have no side armor, I guess. Either way, very great game in my opinion. I want to see more like it, so if you have replays that you want to send in, feel free to send them to me. I'd like to see more games. I like to see how people play their stuff, and it gives me ideas for future ways to play different ships or future videos. Either way, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.